This is my Moza R12 wheel stand. I've used global truss parts to make it, just to give it strength. It's pretty sturdy, there's no wobble. It's got a Moza R12 on it. And then I've used global truss arms, boom arms, to support the gear shift and handbrake. They're rigid enough and support, but they need to be bolted, so I've used lock nuts rather than the hand tightening. Hand tightening doesn't keep it strong enough on this pole here, so that needs to be bolted properly. And then I've got bracing on the sides here. I tried not to use bracing, and it did work. It does work without bracing if you tighten the boom arm tight enough at the top. But this makes setup a lot easier, and the reason I built this thing is because I couldn't find a wheel stand that would fold flat and is light. So this is all aluminium, so it does fold flat, and I can hang that against my workshop wall. It means I've got to remove this part here with the wheel, but that's not a big deal. I can store that in my office. The pedals, I bought the base plate from Trackmaster, and the reason I've angled it at that angle is because I saw online there was a guy who was using a piece of wood to angle his pedals, and I can see why. If you're in the office seat, which is normal seat level, for me it's more comfortable to have the pedals facing up this way rather than the standard, which is making them lift up at the back. When I sit in like a van or something like that, the pedals are facing up at me like this. So on a normal level chair, it makes more sense to have it this way, in my opinion anyway. The whole thing's worked out quite well. It's quite rigid, I don't get any movement, and folding up and down is pretty quick, and it can fold flat. This is what it looks like from the driving position. So, gear shift, handbrake, steering wheel, and if I move forward, that's the view I've got of the pedals, so you can see it. It all works out fine, and the 250 boom arms are strong enough not to move if they're bolted to hold this securely.